Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Man United Talks Premier League review. Sorry, I said preview. Oh boy. A lot happened yesterday, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to cover it live. I was busy. I had previous obligations I made, but I'm here today to talk about the game. And honestly, if I did a review right after the game, I probably wouldn't have known what to say. I mean, I was just lost for words. I was baffled. I was just I couldn't control myself. I mean, I was screaming and anyway, it happened. Before we get into the review, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe, okay? It's time to get busy. Ladies and gentlemen, so let's talk about an hour before kickoff. I see the lineup come out and I'm just like, Jose, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, my son? Absolutely despicable. Ashley Young, inexcusable choice. Delo wasn't even on the bench, so I'm assuming he was injured. I hope he was injured because there's no reason he shouldn't have played. Because Ashley Young's just trash, even though he assisted the final goal, which we'll get into later. Scott McTominay. So much to talk about. So much to talk about regards to Scott McTominay. It's just a whole nother world that you can open if you decide to talk about him. That happened. But yeah. Okay, Manchester United beat Newcastle 3-2. Comeback. It was a comeback of dreams, as some would say. Let's just talk about the stats before we go into what really happened in this game. 73 possession in favor of Manchester United. 73% in favor of Manchester United. That is absolute domination. That is domination of the highest order. And you should get 3 goals at least if you're playing like that. But you know, obviously we had a good possession in the first half, but the play style was just bad in the first half. It was just like people had given up. So many people have said this. It was just like people had given up. They were accepting the fact Jose Mourinho was going to be sacked, and they were ready to move on to whatever the next situation was. And anyway, such is life. Look at the shots. 18, 10 on target for United, 13, 8 for Newcastle, which just shows not great defense by Manchester United. Not at all. But, I mean, second half, not great defense is excusable because of what was on the pitch at the time. First half, inexcusable. And I'll get into that later. But 609 passes, which is what you would expect when you see the possession comparison like such. And then 10-6 in corners. Not much there. But the offsides, which is something I was happy about. However, Newcastle do sit a bit deep, so you don't really expect to get many offsides against them. But, you know, 1 is not bad in comparison to, like, we average, like, 3 a game, which is frustrating. Let's talk about the game. So, we start off, and immediately, 7 minutes in, Kennedy gets put in behind by Perez, and Ashley Young is on him. Ashley Young gets turned, and Kennedy finishes. That happens. Okay, cool. We can still recover. It's 1 goal. 3 minutes later, Muto gets the ball in the box from Shelby. Turns, finishes, puts it past De Gea. At that point, I was just like, yeah, it's over. You know, we're done. Because, you know, not so much as the scoreline was why I was frustrated and saying we were done. If you really, really look at what happened, there's so many other things that could make you believe that game was over. First things first, Mourinho took off Eric Bailly and left on McTominay to play center half. Stop it. You're so bloody stubborn, and I'm sorry, that's a stupid decision. Scott McTominay, I feel sorry for him as much as I am not a fan of him playing or starting for Manchester United. Let's be honest. I tweeted out when I saw Bailly come off and McTominay go to center back. I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I remember, Scott McTominay played number 8, 10, and 9 for Manchester United. For those of you that may not understand, that's midfield, attacking midfield, and striker. What impression did Jose Mourinho receive that led him to believe McTominay should play center half? Because maybe he's better on the ball than Eric Bailly? I beg to differ. What did Eric Bailly do wrong? If there's anyone you're going to take off, you should take off Ashley Young. Take off bloody Ashley Young. I mean, I don't know who you would have brought on for him, but maybe you could have went 3 at the back and put McTominay. I don't know. But stupid decision. So that for me was more the depressing thing than us being 2-0 down. With the team we had on the pitch, I thought maybe we could still do something. I thought maybe he would take McTominay off for Juan Mata, but no. Whatever. Mata came on, obviously made an impact, and we were playing a bit more fluid. Obviously, Mata gets in and around the box, just moving and ghosting in and out of space, creating chances is what he does. But still, nothing came from that first half. Obviously, the football changed a bit, but halftime was just complete 180. I don't know what Mourinho said. In the post-match interview, he said there was about 2 minutes conversation about tactics and what was going to be changed, and the other 8 minutes of them being in the tunnel or the dressing room, was conversation about mentality and the way they were going to approach the second half, which is good, because I also tweeted out there is such a huge motivational problem for this team. Why does it take us having to be 2-0 down for the players to have some personal pride? Yes, Jose Mourinho has made bad decisions. He just makes excuses all the time, saying he doesn't have his players and all of that, and that is not good enough for a manager of his caliber to keep making those excuses. But by the same token, the players have to have personal pride. That first half, no one was confident. No one looked like they were worth anything. We genuinely played with the confidence as if Newcastle were us and we were a championship side. That's what it felt like. Exactly what it felt like. And it wasn't great. But anyway, the second half began, and immediately there was a change. Obviously, Fellaini came on for McTominay, and which is basically a waste of a sub if you really look at it. But immediately it was just different, and we went on the front foot. The first big chance we got was Matic outside of, I think it was Pogba's shot, and Matic just inside the 6-yard box just puts it over. I don't know how you put it over the bar there. Whatever. And for the next 20 minutes, we were just battering and going, running at them. Anthony Martial started picking up. He was good in the first half, in my opinion. He's been good the last couple games. He started running at them and really going for it. And then he was fouled on the edge of the box, 18-yard box. And Mata takes it, converts it. Beautiful. That right there. That was tucked so perfectly at the near post. It wasn't top bin. It wasn't, just hit with venom. It was just typical Juan Mata class. Just tucked it right. Like, Dubravka, I believe his name is, the goalkeeper. He really, genuinely, you shouldn't be scoring. You just, if that was any more toward the center of the goal, it was a save. But he tucked it in the corner so well, so they know that's 2-1. We're back in the game, as we should be. And then 6 minutes later, as you see, Anthony Martial running on the wing. He gets tackled. It gets cleared. Pogba wins the header to give it to Martial. Martial dribbles a bit, plays a beautiful 1-2 Pogba. Pogba's flick back to him was just sexy. And then he finishes it near post, which I thought was just brilliant, because everyone was thinking he probably was going to go far post. And that right there is just quality. That kind of thing. Thierry Henry would have went far post. That is just trademark Thierry Henry. But he smashed it. Martial smashed it at the near post, and I was grateful. That's 2-2. And immediately he's like, I'm going to win this game. He runs back. Everyone's trying to celebrate with him. He's like, nah, get the ball. Let's go. Let's go. And then Sanchez came on. Sanchez came on before Martial's goal, actually. I believe Sanchez came on around the 68th minute. But he was getting involved. We were creating some good chances. You know, it was decent. For the next 15 minutes after the Martial's goal, we were threatening, as we should do. And I think it was Sanchez receives the ball outside the 18-yard box, puts it to Lukaku, or was it Pogba? No, I think he gives it to Pogba. Pogba plays it to Sanchez. No, Ashley Young, sorry. And Sanchez pushes Martial. This is mine, and puts it far post. Do you know how hard it is to put a ball far post when it's coming into you? It's not easy. Generally, people would head the ball back in the direction it came from, you know, because you get that power. But he's just nicked it far post. That probably looked a bit special. But it was beautiful. Beautiful. Couldn't be more proud of my team. Man, oh man. So for now, you know, going to the international break on a high, even though there's so much still wrong with this club. And I gave my man of the match to Martial. I think you could have easily given it to Pogba, easily. But Martial, the whole game for me was impressive. Pogba, second 45 minutes, the second half, he was amazing. Best player on the pitch. But over the whole stretch of the game, I'd say Martial was the best player on the pitch. Yeah, Luke Shaw was decent as well, I would say. And if not for De Gea, especially in the first half, we could have been down 4-0. So, you know, everyone played their part. And, you know, the people you feel sorry for the most are the people like De Gea, who always puts in world-class performances, but it's just the rest of the team. Anyway, let's talk about the overall scene at the club right now. Jose Mourinho, maybe, will keep his job. Maybe. I can't say for sure whether he'll keep his job or not. That's not for me to say. It's not. I mean, I don't know, obviously. Why can't he play that football all the time? That's United football. Like, regardless of the opposition, throw everything at him. That's all you can do, Mourinho. That's really all you can do. Because your style of football you're trying to play now is not good enough. And with the personnel you have, that's what it will do best. That's what this team will do best, is just throw everything at people. Because we're very top heavy. Our defense isn't that strong apart from Eric Bailly. Luke Shaw is now coming back into his own. And Delo is still developing. But we have Alexis Sanchez, Romelu Lukaku, Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford. Juan Mata, even I would throw into there. He's amazing on his day. He's very creative. And he's the person I'd like to have in the squad more often. But Jose Mourinho's system is not allowing that. Also, Jesse Lingard. We're very top heavy, but we're not using those amazing attacking players. Instead, we're using Fellaini all the time, because God knows why. Like, seriously, why? It took Mourinho 6 months to say, "Oh my God, Anthony Martial is so talented. Let me play him." Come on, dude. Like, seriously. You see what works. That 45 minutes right there is the blueprint of how to go forward if he keeps his job. I don't know if he's going to keep his job. Now, I saw on Stephen Howson's match review, I believe he calls it. I think United review, sorry. He had Abdullah on for his United review, and he suggested right now, if you're going to sack Mourinho, right now would be the ideal time. Because it's international break, we got 2 weeks to kind of gather ourselves together and make a real move. And then give the manager a couple weeks or whatever to get comfortable. So I don't know. What I will say is there were reports that Mourinho was going to be sacked regardless of the result. And now that journalist looks like a bit of an idiot, to be honest. And Ed Woodward was frustrated as well. He looked like he was ready to move on, but he's like, oh, Mourinho's here. Anyway, yeah. Interesting fact, this is our third 3-2 comeback since Crystal Palace when Matic obviously won the game, and then City with Chris Smalling, and here we are again. A couple more notes before I go. First thing first, I don't want to see McTominay. I don't want to see him. I mean, I understand, like, Mourinho gave him that award and all that crap, but no, just no. He's not good enough. I really am I love every Manchester United player in a unique way because they're a Manchester United player. I will always support them. But let's be real. I know Ender Herrera's out. I know, like, Andreas Pereira was on the bench. I'm not suggesting you bring him on in that situation because I don't know if he can handle that. I'm fine with the fact that you chose Mata and Fellaini because you know them. But in what world and in what time, what day, what hour, what play ever in your sight, Jose Mourinho, did you see that Scott McTominay was better than Andres Pereira? I mean, seriously. Andres Pereira is top notch. I am telling you right now, if we don't bring in a new manager, or if Andres Pereira is given the opportunity, I am telling you right now, you may think I'm crazy, he will be one of the best midfielders in the world. I cannot stress this enough. I'm not joking with you people. Like, I'm sick. Dude. He is to me, he is the closest thing I have seen to Kevin De Bruyne. And he's even better from set pieces. Kevin De Bruyne's obviously a better passer and all that stuff, but that just comes along with playing games. Kevin De Bruyne's, 26, 27 now? Andres Pereira's 22, goes 23. I think he might be 23 now. Dude is amazing. That's all I want from this team now. That's all I want. Show me where you go wrong with Andres Pereira. I don't want to see him at the 6. I don't want to see him sitting deep. Play him next to Paul Pogba and let me know if it goes wrong. Because I will bet any money it's not going to go wrong. I'm so serious. But that's that. And lastly, going along with the midfield again, because that's where I think our biggest struggles are. We play big. Why do we play lumps in midfield? Why we got a midfield of trees? We need some technically gifted players to play in the Premier League against the smaller people. You play Fellaini, you play Matic, you're going to get toyed with. You play Fred, Pereira, Pogba, quality. I'm telling you, 90 minutes, absolute. You might be shocked. So basically, in closing, all I'm saying is, for me, on the pitch, a lot of our problems come from midfield. So give Andreas a real chance, and not at the 6. Play him next to Paul Pogba and watch how well he flourishes. Watch how many chances Lukaku gets. Seriously, I kid you not. He is a person who plays the ball in the final third and plays it in behind and, will chip it into the back post. You're not going to get that from anyone else. Stop it, dude. Stop it, please. Hear me out, man. Hear me out. I'm going to do a video on Andres Pereira, seriously, because I just feel like it's what I need to do. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy. This was 20 minutes. I don't know who's going to sit through this, but now the day later, I'm in a place where I can reflect versus the people who did the review right after that game. They're probably a bit more hype and excited, as I was as well. But seriously, coming back, I'm just thinking on what needed to be done. And what needs to be done, sorry. Anyway, international break's coming up, so I'll have some stuff lined up. I might try to get a podcast out. That would be cool. Thanks for watching. It's been your boy Dave. It's been Man United Talks. Hope you have enjoyed. Subscribe, follow follow me on Instagram.